Meanwhile, deeper in the forest, Japheth and Sarah finally return home. Their family's bungalow sat high among the branches, hidden beneath thick leaves and woven vines. Japheth stepped onto the platform carrying his basket. His mother immediately noticed something. The basket wasn't full. She folded her arms. Boy, we're picking this small. We won't have enough stored away for winter. Why didn't you fill it like you were told? Japheth looked down. I did, Mom, but I tripped and lost a bunch of it to the ground. Before his mother could answer, a familiar voice spoke from across the platform. His father. Boy, do you remember what I told you would happen the next time you tripped? Japheth sighed. Yes, sir. His father nodded. Then tell me what happened. Before Japheth could answer, Sarah stepped forward. Sir, he saw human smoke beyond the trees. The change was immediate. His father's expression hardened. Human smoke? Sarah nodded. East side of the forest. His father moved to the railing and looked across the canopy. Though the smoke had faded, he knew what it meant. The giants are in the forest again. He turned back toward Japheth. Go. Japheth blinked. Go where? The elders. His father's voice was firm. Warn them. Trouble is on the ground. Japheth nodded and hurried away. Behind him, Sarah carried the basket to the sorting table. She separated berries from nuts and grains. The berries would be eaten soon. The nuts and grains would be stored away inside the village hollow for storms, winter weather, and hard seasons. Nothing was wasted. Meanwhile, Japheth raced across the branch roads, past homes, past gathering platforms, past rootborn carrying water baskets from the lower lifts. Finally, he reached one of the village elders. Sir, Japheth said, trying to catch his breath, my father told me to show you something. The elder followed him through the canopy. Together they crossed several branch roads before reaching the eastern edge of the village. Japheth pointed. Over there! The smoke was thinner now, almost gone, but still visible. The elder narrowed his eyes. For several moments he said nothing. Then he turned and struck his spear against the platform. The sound echoed through the trees. Rootborn heads turned. Children stopped playing. Workers paused. The elder raised his voice. Hear me. The village grew silent. No one is to travel to the ground. Whispers spread among the gathered rootborn. The elder continued. Not until we say otherwise. Far below, hidden beneath the canopy, the forest waited. Meanwhile, the second scout hurried through the forest. He moved quickly between roots and ferns, doing his best to return to the hidden hollows. Rain was safe. At least he hoped she was. Now he just needed to get home. Then he heard it. Crack! The scout froze. A moment later came another sound. Thud, thud, thud. His stomach tightened. No animal in the forest made footsteps like that. Only humans. Slowly, he peeked around a root. A giant moved through the trees. The scout immediately ducked back into hiding. Human. His heart began pounding. The giant hadn't seen him. At least he didn't think so. The scout waited and listened. The human stopped. He sniffed the air. Huh. The giant looked around. Smells like somebody's been cooking out here. The scout's eyes widened. Uh-oh. The human stepped closer. Probably some teenagers camping. The scout swallowed hard. Teenagers? The giant thought humans were nearby. That meant he wasn't leaving. He was looking. The scout carefully backed away. The human continued forward. Unfortunately, he was heading in the same direction, toward the hidden hollows. No, no, no. The scout glanced around, then spotted a nearby tree. Without wasting another second, He climbed, higher, higher, until thick branches surrounded him. There he pressed himself against the bark and tried not to move. Below, the giant continued searching. The scout held his breath. Every footstep shook leaves loose from nearby branches. Thud, thud, thud. The giant stopped again. The scout squeezed his eyes shut. Please go away. When he looked again, he noticed something nearby. The raven. One of the village ravens sat quietly on a branch. The bird seemed completely unconcerned. The scout wished he felt the same. Below, the giant slowly turned, then looked upward, not directly at him, just upward, but that was enough. Panic exploded through the scout. He sees me! The scout jumped. The moment his feet left the branch, he realized his mistake. Oh no. The ground rushed up toward him. The scout flailed wildly. I don't want to be human food! Suddenly, black wings burst through the air. The raven launched from his branch. The bird swept beneath him at the last possible moment. Whoomp! The scout landed across the raven's back. The bird squawked loudly in protest. The scout grabbed a handful of feathers. Please don't drop me! The raven ignored him. Together they shot through the forest. Branches flashed past. Sunlight flickered between leaves. Wind rushed against the scout's face. Far below, the giant grew smaller and smaller. Only then did the scout finally breathe. A few moments later, the hidden hollows came into view. The last villagers were already disappearing inside. The raven landed hard on a nearby branch. The scout tumbled off. Oof! He scrambled to his feet and raced towards the entrance. Just before the hidden doors closed, he slipped inside. Several villagers turned toward him. Then he spotted Rain. Rain smiled and waved. I'm right here. The scout stopped. Relief washed over him. You made it. Rain nodded. The scout took a deep breath, then grinned. I thought I was human food today. Several children laughed. Even Rain giggled. For the first time since the warning began, the scout finally felt safe. Outside, the forest grew quiet once more. The excitement inside the hidden hollows lasted long after the doors were sealed. Most of the children couldn't stop talking about the scout story. A raven really carried you? It sure did. Were you scared? The scout folded his arms. No. Several children stared at him. The scout sighed. Okay, maybe a little. The bunker erupted with laughter. Rain grinned. I would have screamed. I did scream. That brought another round of laughter. Soon the stories began to fade. The nomads spent the night inside the hidden hollows. No one took chances, not with the smell of humans still lingering in the forest. The great root doors remained sealed. Families stayed together. Children slept beside their parents. Even the scouts remained inside. Outside, the forest carried on without them. Rain woke several times during the night. Each time she listened carefully. No giant footsteps, no strange sounds, only the distant rustle of leaves. By morning, the village elders made a decision. It was time to learn whether the danger had passed. One of the scouts volunteered to check the forest. The villagers waited and waited and waited. Rain was beginning to think he would never come back. Finally, footsteps echoed through the tunnel. The scout returned. Several villagers gathered around. Well? One elder asked. The scout smiled. The coast is clear. A wave of relief spread through the bunker. The human is gone. The scout answered. I checked the old campsite, the trails, and the surrounding woods. Nothing. The elder smiled. Then it's time. One by one, Families began leaving the hidden hollows. Sunlight poured through the entrances. Fresh air filled the tunnels. The village slowly came back to life. Later that morning, Rain's father approached carrying a bundle wrapped in soft cloth. Rain looked up. "What's that?" Her father smiled. "A gift." Rain carefully opened the bundle. Inside was a beautiful new outfit made from the fur of a rare white rabbit. The fur was soft and bright. Rain's eyes widened. "For me?" Her father nodded. The village shared the spoils after the hunt. Rain gently touched the white fur. "It's beautiful. Your mother thought it would make a perfect outfit for you." Rain looked down at her new clothes and smiled. Rain disappeared into the family hollow, carrying the bundle. A few minutes later, she emerged again. The conversations around the village began to slow. Several heads turned. Rain smiled shyly. The new outfit fit perfectly. Soft white rabbit fur lined the edges. The bright furs stood out against the woodland colors of the village. Her mother smiled. "I told you it would look beautiful." Rain spun once. The soft fur moved with her. Several children gathered around. "Wow, that's nice. You look like a snow rabbit." Rain laughed. Even her father smiled. After everything that had happened, she finally felt better. The smoke, getting lost, the spider, the long night in the bunker, all of it suddenly felt far away. Outside, the forest swayed gently in the morning breeze. The danger was gone. The village was safe. And standing beneath the morning sunlight in her new white outfit, Rain felt like the luckiest girl in the forest.
Thank you for joining my story.
But the forest still has more stories to tell.
Join us next Tuesday.
And every Tuesday after.